Now I'd like to teach you something I call the decimal poem. And it's an easy way to help you remember how to do decimal problems. And the shortened version of this poem is the beginning of it. Line them up, count them up, do the decimal dance. That's the shortened version. But this is the longer version that kind of tells you what to do. For addition and subtraction, you're going to line them up, them being the decimals, and square them out first. And what does this mean? You have decimals. Your decimal points line up. You have 1.4, and maybe you have 25.97. Your decimal points line up. You square them out with zeros, and now you can add those. You have created columns. 7, 13, carry a 1, decimal point comes down. 7, 2. If you're subtracting and you get something like 32, and you subtract from that point, because our decimal point comes after a number when you don't see it, 0, 1, 4. You're going to square it out with zeros because you need something to subtract from, and then you can borrow. We cannot take 4 from 0. We must come all the way over to this 2. We borrow from that 2, making this a 1, making this a 10. We borrow from this 10, making this a 9, making this a 10. We borrow from this 10, making this a 9, making this a 10. Now we can subtract. 10 take away 4 is 6. 9 take away 1 is 8. 9 take away nothing is 9. Decimal point comes down. 1 take away 0 is 1, and 3 take away 0 is 3. That's what lining them up and squaring them out means. Counting them up is what you do for multiplication. So for multiplication, you're going to have a problem. Let's say we have 452 times, well, we're going to say we have 4.52 times 0.01. Now I lined my decimal points up, but let's say I just have 0.1. My decimal points do not have to be lined up. So we're going to multiply. 1 times 2 is 2, and 5, and 4. Now we count up our decimal places. 1, 2, 3, everything that comes after the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, my answer has the same number in it. The last one is division, doing the decimal dance first. When you divide, and we're going to do 3 different division problems to show this, you can have 0.01. I'm doing it by ones because it's easy to do the math. And we'll just use this same problem, 4.52, but we're dividing this time. Let's say we have 452, and we divide it by 0.1. And let's say we have 0.452, and we divide it by 1. When you cannot divide by a decimal, so you're going to dance it, and it has a partner. We dance it this way, this one dances too. It's like a sachet. The decimal point goes up into your answer. That was your dancing it first. 1 goes into 4, 1 goes into 5, 1 goes into 2, and you're done. This one, we're dividing by 0.1. We don't see a decimal here, but there's a decimal right there. So we dance this one 1, we dance this one 1. That gives us a 0 there. Our decimal goes up into our answer. This is 4, 5, 2, 0. Just like we learned on shorthand division, you must put an answer on top of every number. This one does not have a decimal, so he doesn't have a partner. So this is the wallflower. He just goes and stands on the wall. And then you have 4, 5, 2. Though these are very similar numbers that we use, notice that the decimal makes a big difference. 452, 4,520, and less than 45 cents-ish is a very big difference if you're thinking in money. So that's how you do the decimal poem.